Okay, Grace. Okay, this is kind of like a continuation from yesterday. So I connected to the God beings of yesterday. So this is going to be the same thing. So I did ninth dimensional channeling also after that, but this is different. So the God beings, I feel like were more of a ninth dimension, but this is separate than yesterday. Anyway, this is same God beings, but I'm adding ninth dimension to this. This is the energy I'm getting from that, but it's so different than the ninth dimension ones I channeled yesterday. That's like really confusing, but that's what we're here for. I don't think I'm not ready yet. I thought I had everything set up. Nope. 1 second. Let me turn this off. I'll be back. I forgot. Okay, we're back. Intermission. So yeah, this is the God beings from yesterday, basically. I don't know how if they're going to go into anything new. They kind of said their thing, but you never know. And also Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. I feel like the United Arab Emirates is stronger than the Saudi Arabia, at least the vibe I'm getting. But I also feel like there's one above United Arab. It's that I didn't think about. I wasn't looking at until I looked at the map. So I'm going to go into some of that. For why? I don't know. I just feel their energies recently. Probably because the whole oil thing. Waiting for that $10 oil. So they can build more buildings over there that you can't live in. So that's probably why I'm feeling their energies. It probably has something to do with it. Who knows? The deep state's building underwater cities, and who knows what they're doing. We'll never get the full story on it. Okay. All right, is that Target Comic Private Sessions? Scheduler at a shop. I'm somewhere in May. I'm like on the 11th, sort of. Same situation here. We have a webinar, social network, and behind the scenes. Thank you for your support. Yeah, but I'm worn out, so I didn't get to answer many questions tonight. But I tried. Okay, if you don't notice, it says Saudi Arabia there. So Saudi Arabia, yeah, is definitely very powerful. No doubt about it. But I still feel United Emirates is actually stronger in a lot of ways. But as I was looking into this, so I feel like United Emirates has Dubai and I can't pronounce that. Dubai. I can't pronounce that. But either way, but what I believe what's actually so you have your elites in Saudi Arabia, but you have more stronger elites in the United Arab Emirates. But then you have your stronger elites here in Kuwait. Even with this little weird alien, sphere-looking energies, like yeah. It feels like that's where a lot of the power, at least in the Middle East, are. And you're not going to find them on the Forbes list. Well, you can look on the Forbes list, but there's a lot of hidden wealth there. It doesn't mean like the elites that are Arabic, but a lot of them are Arabic. They definitely live there. Hidden, at least, well, not hidden, but they're not on the Forbes list. Let's put it that way for the most rich. But Saudi Arabia overall, this isn't Saudi. Oh, it's not Arabia. Saudi Arabia overall, it's not perfect, but it does have its I mean, these big cities are pretty safe overall. They're not perfect, of course. But they are, seems, I mean, obviously, you got to know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it shouldn't be, it should be all right. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, well, yeah, you find yourself in the middle of the desert somewhere. So in Saudi Arabia does feel pretty safe overall. United Arab Emirates, whatever, is a little bit, I don't know, better in safety, but obviously to break their rules, you're screwed. But it seems like it's a little bit better lenient, maybe not on all things. Obviously, it's a very surreal experience with Dubai and everything. So I just felt these, because the gas prices, that could be part of it. It's very Syrian here also. Let's see. Ruins. Yeah. This has a lot of, this has a lot of Assyrian energy, from the alien connections. Of course, and they're very spiritually connected, so they are connected to the God consciousness, which also helps them with manifesting. So just manifesting a better life. Let's look at it that way. There's nothing wrong with that. So they're very big on their religion. It's just manifesting not just for themselves, but a better life for others. So they can build a big building for no reason. It has its perks, But that's really, I mean, look at the energy of that. It has God consciousness all around it, which isn't a bad thing. It's not perfect, of course, but overall, so it's really, if the rest of the world would do that. The rest of the world does that to a certain level, but a lot of it's fear based. Not to say there's not fear in these religions either. There's more fear than the Catholic religions and all that. You just feel it. Here it doesn't feel so much. You don't feel the fear energy as much as you feel it. And I go into the Vatican. Just don't take your kids there. Geez, anyway, it's not a good place. Say, hey, look, everybody, it's Satan. So, Vatican is obviously very alien, very reptilian, very dark, and so on. Who hasn't heard that one before? Saudi Arabia, it's not perfect, but it does have, and that's where the Syrian vibrations are. Of course, there's Palladium there too, and others Arcturian, but it's very much a Syrian frequency. Syrians are connected to, the dog star, of course, canine, but it's more than just a canine race, but that's part of it. But there's just a very understanding of the God consciousness, at least a connection to it. They might not understand everything. If we do that more in America, we can build a lot of buildings, too, that go nowhere. Of course, we have that already, but we can do that everywhere. So, but yeah, Kuwait seems to be more. Kuwait doesn't seem like it's a hot one on the market. It's not really a tourist area. It is, but nothing like Dubai. So Kuwait is definitely where a lot of the elites are, for sure. Oh yeah, yesterday I was doing a channeling. I have a candle here, and it started leaking. If you hear something weird, it was the wax was leaking from the candle. It's not doing that now, but that took me out of the channeling yesterday. They got wax everywhere. Still cleaning it up, actually. It should be okay now. So if you wonder what that was, that's what it was. Without going into more details on that. So, all right, I have my candle. It's been trained not to do that again, and Go to UFO disclosure. So UFO disclosure, the reason I'm using that is because that's what the aliens like, and people can understand it. You're not going to all the propaganda of the viruses that they're coming up. I'm not talking about Biden and whatever that is, and we're just doing alien stuff for future generations. Hope somebody, whoever else is brave enough to go the extra mile. Those are in the mainstream. If you have enough bravery for all of this, at least you feel better about yourself. Like, what did you do in your life? Well, I was scared my whole life. Or you say, well, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to dive into this bizarre world. Well, you can make it more trendy for those that have like a huge following. You only need one that has a big following. That's a normal person that has a huge following. You bring more of this into the environment where they're not scared. You're not doing all this generic spiritual connections, it's connected to your spirit guides and whatever. That's just fine. That's all good. But going a little bit further into it, not worrying about, you're going to meet somebody or the financial, go a little bit, where you can, the idea for activations for you to connect these things yourself and to just, so you don't have to go through these problems, these challenges on this world anymore. That's what this is all about. What life's about. That's part of it, at least. To worry about a Biden clone. We can open up the gateway and allow reptilians start living among us. Physically, we can actually see them. We can see them through people, but to actually see the beings and see the other beings that are here too. Obviously, the reptilians feel like they own this place. Well, it's technically a reptilian world before we showed up. So, of course, humans were already here, but at least that's the vibe. I don't know. You get all these different vibes, but the reptilians basically call this world theirs, and it's kind of still theirs. Well, the dinosaurs, the dinosaurs being here, it's like, hey, this reptilian world. We have our dinosaurs here. It's our planet, and then the dinosaurs got wiped out through alien wars. You can say you can look at it any way you want. And it's like, you guys can't have this world where other beings can be here, and here we are being screwed with. So I don't know. This as one version of it. Who knows? Okay. All right, we're going to the God consciousness as I did yesterday. Ninth dimension energies. I believe they're higher than that, but we'll just go with it. So these are God beings. They're not trying to be worshipped or anything like that. They're just basically what we're here striving to be more of a God frequency. Look at it that way. Just not to be worshipped, not to have books written about us, but for humanity to move to their God potential, God power energy. Look at it that way. Or you can just twist it around, whatever you want to do. Who cares? You can all selfish, whatever if that works for you, sure. If you want to be people worshiping you, more power to you on that. There's a lot of that out there, that's for sure. So, okay, here we go. Blessings. We get their point of view. So I guess I'm not sure how far they're going to go with this, but we'll just kind of see where it goes. Blessings. Brings you. Yes, we are the ninth dimensional beings. We are. You can say we are your future selves without all of your problems. Do we have problems? Not really. We sort things out. We avoid problems. We see the problem before it becomes a problem. But we have an understanding of each other. You can call it a love. The self-love is very important, but we also see, yes, your self-worth. We all see in ourselves, our collective, our beings, our however you want to label us. We just see our family. We see our worth. We're not there to control anyone. We are to be among each other as a family, enjoy each other's being, our company within each other, to see each other's talents, and to grow in a higher state of being. And of course, your world, yes, you have parents, some parents, not all, some that are very selfish, which is harsh, but some ways humorous. But it shows that they're not ready to heal. So your children come in to heal the parent. Because the child has to approve upon what they learn from. So the parent, a lot of times, it is asked upon them to show their worst side, to heal it. Let's see the ugly. Let's see what you got. No matter how terrible it is. Obviously, you see that in astral, and it's like, well, that might be a little bit more than I want to deal with. How about you get someone else to be your kid? Now, this isn't for everybody, but quite a few of you are. You have, yes, some of your parents are strangers. You never really knew them in other incarnations. Sometimes you've known them too much. Sometimes they're your enemy. You're here to heal your enemy. For some of you, not everybody. And the best way is to be their kid, go through the hell of it, because you found respect for yourself, and they have not always found respect for themselves. Now, there are cases where the parent is a reflection of yourself, meaning you were like that at one time. Not always the case, but there are cases like that. Or it's a product of your creation, meaning you were having, a grand time being horrible to everyone, and that was one of your people that came out. One of your, they say, "Oh, that's great, taking over planets and manipulating societies," and so on. But it never really healed it. So now that's your problem. It doesn't always have to be your problem, but sometimes it can be your problem. So you incarnate into it, deal with all the abuse, and within yourselves, 90% of the time, you are improving upon what you grew up with. And once again, this isn't everybody that goes through, but quite a few go through a great deal. Yes, and open that ball, that, was it, bottle of wax, whatever you call it. Yeah, your connection to your parents, how connected are you? I mean, yes, there are remnants of that. There's little pieces here and there. There's QT connections, but it also goes much deeper. But your society has not developed itself enough to see how far it goes. You're going there, yes, but there's a deeper connection. It goes so far. Obviously, society has not grown itself up to be mature enough. Now, some have, but society in general is still an infant race of seeing it. Yes, it's going by entertainment. It's easier to be entertained, and that's quite all right, because those that are being entertained by sports have been through a lot of war in their past. So sports is a way of pulling out of war, actually. It's not necessarily, it's another form, it's actually healing. As some of you probably know that. And so the earth's really evolve faster. It takes time. You're healing from all the traumas of the past, but also you understand where those traumas even came from. Of course, most of your collective is not believing in reincarnation, even when the truth of it is everywhere. It's everywhere. And especially those that are, we're going to put this out there because we feel like it's necessary. For those that are short people or, little people, like dwarf syndrome, for the reason we're saying that, because a lot of them are elf people. It's like for the life of them, they've had so many incarnations as a dwarf. It's like no matter how much they try to be tall, it's impossible. It's like they always seem to incarnate as a little person for now. So you bring that energy here to this reality for humanity to unlock their hard-headedness. to see deeper into everything. It's a lot to unwind. If society is willing to look, and some of you are, but you realize there's more, and there is. It's just society is so twisted into the Middle Ages. Actually, it's having trouble coming out of that psychosis. Well, obviously, you're moving away from war, but not fully moving away from it. If that was the case, you go to the grocery store and everyone will say hi to each other. And you also say, why do we need to eat this food anymore? We're fine. We can connect to energy. We don't need food anymore. Obviously, you're not there yet. Well, because some of you are there. It's like, why am I eating this food now? But you still need it. Well, most likely that if you're tired of food, it most likely means that you're out of that energy field. You might still need it. Your body needs it, but you are graduating from that frequency eventually. But the reason you're craving food still is because there's others that are holding on to it. You're healing those frequencies. Obviously, where you live, your location has a lot to do with who you're working with. Your home life. It is, you're working, that's your station for now. It's your base, your headquarters. It can be very safe. Now, that's true. Where you're living is your headquarters, but your battle is somewhere else. So you can be, for example, Florida, but your battle is in New York. But you're safe in Florida. Or your battle is in California, but you're far from here, Oklahoma or something like that. So, yeah, you need a place for your base. So that's why some of you are feeling isolated. I can't move, and I want to go somewhere. I want to go to the Caribbean. I want to do this and that. And there's nothing wrong with those thoughts, but your headquarters really matters a lot for what you're doing here. Now, some are here to move all over the place. That's quite fine. But even that has its ups and downs to it. But because you wonder where your home is, you might not feel like you have a home anymore. While we are here, Saudi Arabia frequencies. Yes, there's a lot of Syrian energies. A lot of Syrians are devoted to the God consciousness of the unknown, of manifesting, of just bringing a better life. So you're getting an idea what the alien realms are truly like. Obviously, they're using it through religion, but a lot of worlds are very devoted to higher frequencies. And yes, they do connect to God in a certain way of just, for healing their body. And a lot of them are used to having a better body, with no disease, without ailments, to heal the ailments. So it's like healing worlds. So Saudi Arabia has a fraction of that, and other places do too. So the Syrian, so if you're an alien energy from another star system, everybody has their theme, but a lot of the Syrian worlds are just healing worlds. Like you can, as an alien energy, you can go to a Syrian world and heal yourself. So it gives you an idea of why it is the way it is. What is a form of it? There's many other layers to it. There's reptilian beings there. There's all kinds of there's canines, there's dolphins, there's all kinds of beings you never even seen. There's elephant beings there. I don't believe there's many elephants in your Saudi Arabia. The camel it can handle the environment. The camel's also there for humor reasons. The camels are actually pretty funny if you tap into them. Almost like pranksters. They're not usually doing pranksters, but they are kind of they're not simple beings. They're pretty funny. They just don't usually show it for reasons. They're very similar to the canines. They're there to serve the human. Saudi Arabia or United Arab Emirates. Yes, it's more of your covert, wealthy people. A lot of selfish energies there. A lot of this kid powers just wasting away energies, doing all kinds of terrible ideas. But that's the idea. It's like you have your mature Saudi Arabia, you connect to the vibrations, everyone's loving each other. And then you have United Arabs, your Dubai, where the kids have not quite figured themselves out yet. Not everybody there is like that, but quite a few are. So they go to Saudi Arabia. Wow, that's boring. You go to Dubai and just throw everything out the window. With some window. Greece, you. We are the Syrians from Sirius. Blessings. Kansas Major. It doesn't really matter. But as for Syrian beings connected to your world, a lot of our knowledge was lost during the time of Atlantis. So the humans found a way to connect to us, the alien vibrations, to God consciousness through religion. So yes, to heal their bodies, to bring good luck through their missions, their voyages, their travels. A lot had to do with traveling and yes, healing disease, but also going from one destination to the other. Obviously, in these days, it's become a lot easier, but in the past, it was not easy. So it made traveling from one place to another, because you go from a village where there's nothing, and you go to the desert, and then you find salvation. So doing that helped one connect to their spirit energies, be protected. It was like a meditative state living in the desert. So living in the desert for many is actually good luck. It's remembering their ancestors. Dubai is becoming more Western for reasons. It wants to be more advanced, the city of the future. Obviously, it's not always doing the best vibration of that, but it is trying to figure itself out. Saudi Arabia is more mature. Yes, it is not perfect, but it is being used by other countries. It's not always has the freedoms, meaning that a lot of their laws are being manipulated by other countries. So it doesn't mean all the Saudis want the way that it is. It's just there's other forces there to keep the laws difficult. To give you an idea of that. So that's a little bit more complicated. Those are more of your hidden elites. Well, they don't want now. Obviously, the laws of Saudi Arabia, they can release all of them. Of the hidden elites want no part of that. Not yet. Well, they don't want to feel like they're backing down. They want to keep humans still a kind of like a leash on humanity for right now, until they feel like humanity is ready to take care of itself. So it is a little bit more harsh, but you're getting there. Brings you. We are the elephants from Sirius. Greetings. Yeah, some of your countries are made with humor. You say Dubai is one of them. How can you build a building within a building and build it sideways, wrong ways? But these places, yes, for many of you are opening up more of your chakras, connecting to the Earth's frequencies. Well, see, as alien vibrations slowly as you want to dissect your world more clearly. Your NASA plays a big role in keeping the world hidden, as many of you have an idea. It doesn't mean you have to let them keep a grid over your Earth, but they do quite a bit, as you can see. They cut out the alien energies, and some of that has to do with human, prosperity. Humans are still having difficulties accepting all this, but in your own vibrations, you feel like many humans are going to become, yes, more alien connected in their clothing, their hair, just the dress, and be more of themselves. You might be an early generation that is definitely going to be future generations where, yeah, your clothes are very loud, very bright, And obviously, these days, it's not happening so much, but there will be a time when that becomes more clear. It hasn't quite hit the fashion vibrations just yet, but it will eventually. Because that shifts doesn't mean everybody has to wear bright clothes, but those that are shifting the vibrations here to reflect, a more like you're wearing like a bright yellow jacket, for example, whatever it might be, pink, whatever it is, reflecting a frequency out your chakra energies. You're just shielding yourself, but and if others get negative of what you're wearing, it shows they have negative to heal. People do that with tattoos also. Sometimes you want to show a certain person a tattoo for a reason because they need to see it. We're also showing this is who I am. It might be drawn on my arm or leg or whatever, but if there's a certain person you show it to, you have a reason why you're showing it. And yes, some just want to show it to everybody, which is quite fine. But when you actually pull someone to a side and show them, that means they need to see it.